upgrades, they're rarely lasting. They rarely are a start of a major move. Sometimes they can be, but rare, very rare, very rare. For day trading or short-term swing trading, yes, but not for, I don't really give a shit. Very rarely matter. 99% of the time they're totally irrelevant. But sometimes they can matter. Okay, let's look at current positions. I raised stops on this OCG and it got rejected of this declining day so far. It did make a 65% move from my entry. I really think this thing can still go to $1, but maybe a little bit of pullback or sideways is expected. I have 90,000 shares of this thing still. I only sold 10,000 shares into the move, unfortunately. HK very close to stopping me out. I bought it this era, the gap up on the financing news, ran up over 30%. I sold some and now I raised my stops. It didn't really have, I really thought this thing would go to low mid ones, but it didn't. INSG raised my stop a little bit, had a nice breakout on big volume. It's still building higher lows, and yeah, I think this thing could, double, triple, quadruple over the next year if 5G momentum comes. This thing could still be in the early parts of its move. It's not even at a billion market cap yet, and they're expecting a profit for this year after being unprofitable for the past 8 years at least. And next year they expect to grow 500%, so that's pretty damn big. Teum almost got stopped out yesterday. This thing went up 65% in a couple of hours after my entry, and it got rejected of this declining moving average. I still think this thing could go to low mid ones. Vibe, same thing here. Straight up after my entry, then it pulled back, and now it's kinda building higher lows. We'll see. DH shippers had a pullback day yesterday. NAT, URL. Fro and DA, which I'm long. Unfortunately, DHT, which I'm long, is not the strongest of the group, but it's good enough. I sold some into this move. It only did a tiny move. It barely went up 12-13% after my entry. RADA is holding the offering price. They priced at 525, and it's holding the breakout. So we'll see if this. And the good thing about this offering is, hopefully the stock gets more liquid. Hopefully the stock gets more liquid, so I can add to this thing eventually. AXSM, it's still building lower highs on the 60-minute chart, and we'll see if it can flush soon, hopefully. ONTX, another crap stock that I expected to go to $1, but again, it got rejected at a declining moving average, and now it's kind of going sideways. C is building higher lows. Looks like it's gapping up pre-market. This is one of my favorite stocks, fundamentally, right now. It's a play on Asia growth, pretty much, very fast growing. It's amazingly enough, it's accelerating its sales growth from already very high levels to even higher levels. That's pretty impressive. I really like this one. This thing could do something amazing this year. Apps, I've been long for pretty much 6 months now, and it's just building higher lows. Look at the weekly chart. I entered here in the low 4s, I think. Yeah, very low 4s on this breakout. Had an earnings breakout, and since then it did double at one point, and it's been pulling back. It's been finding support of this rising 20 period line. Yeah, the SV still building lower highs. Just trading my stop on this thing. AMD still strong. It's holding above the rising 10-day. Really strong. Too bad I sold most of my shares already, but HT looks good. Just broke out on the weekly chart. It's retested this breakout area so far. AVLR looks good since then. I think I sold some the day before yesterday, and yeah, I think this thing goes to over 100 soon. DT is a recent entry. Looks good so far. BABA, just a beast, already at new highs in pre-market. Hasn't even touched its 20-day moving average in a couple of months. TDOC looks great. Had a nice breakout a couple of months ago in earnings. I'm just gonna trail this thing. These are stocks I can be long for 3, 6 months, 9 months, no problem, as long as they keep going higher and building higher lows. Same with DXCM. I can keep these things forever, as long as they keep going up. Facebook at new highs, pre-market, or well, at least new 52-week highs, not all-time highs. JCPenney is gapping down a little bit. It's a little shit stock. Didn't get the momentum I was looking for on this breakout, but okay. PHI, oh, new highs in pre-market, looks great. SDNE is gapping up, it shook me out, partial size a couple of days ago. T looks good since the buy point yesterday. BE actually managed to close above the 200 day. I was talking about this 200 day being a roof on this thing, but now it finally managed to break it to the upside and close above it, so that's a big sign. RAD had a nice move from entry yesterday. I did sell about around, not enough unfortunately. I only sold like 10% of my position. Should have sold more probably. I missed the move over 14 bucks. It was kind of fast and yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I should have sold some over 14. Plug is capping up again. Amazing beast stock. LK, another one. Perfect bounce of the rising 20-day moving average. And you know, big volume. This is one of also. This is LK and SC are probably two of my favorite stocks right now. Fastest growing revenue stocks. And VSDM had a great move after entry, after an opening range highs 146 yesterday. Straight up almost 30%. And now it's gapping up tiny bit in pre-market. KSS and oh okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So it's yeah, they're kind of in the same sector. Yeah, okay. Good to know. My stop is at 113. Hopefully it found some support, builds a higher low, gets going, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it needs to show some weakness first, because it's been building higher lows on the 60-minute chart. I think a potential entry would be, right now it looks like it's gapping up a little bit. I don't know if today is the day. I'm not sure. I really want this thing to go to 550 or something. But maybe I'll do a starter. If it goes red on the day, you know what, I'll short a starter. Because it is getting extended. I'm putting some orders out there. And I'm not really looking to trade anything out of the gate. There's nothing exciting. And one thing that's different from the past month or so is there's not a lot of good looking long setups. Most things have broken out. And many things are pretty extended, so yeah, I'm not a time to start aggressively buying a portfolio, that's for sure. Except, you know, these occasional shit stocks that they don't give a shit, you know, they go if they want to go, they don't care about the market. They go if they want to. So I have two short orders for Tesla. One if it goes red on the day, and the second if it breaks this range on the 60-minute chart. It's low 488. So these are the ranges, but hopefully, you know, I really want this thing to speed up and go to like 550 or heck, why not 600? That would be so epic. Right now, it looks like an okay short setup, but not super exciting. But I'm not gonna start anticipating this thing. It needs to prove its levels. AXNX is pretty interesting. This thing has enormous revenue growth. Very low revenues. I think they had a little bit over $1 million in sales last quarter, and they're expecting 10 million in sales next quarter. That's that's pretty amazing. It's a thin stock. I'm not really probably gonna trade it, but something to keep an eye on, really. If it starts, you know, getting more volume over the next few months. Right, let's see what's moving here. AVLR, okay, I'm gonna sell some here. I'm gonna sell some into strength on AVLR, tiny shares. I'm selling a few stocks, you know, just scaling out partials. AVLR, and I sold a tiny bit of Facebook. Oh, AXSM is about to take out the previous lows from last week. Let's see if it can lose the rising 20-day or if it's gonna find support there. VSDM sold a partial. Okay, I got 1,000 shares for Tesla. So small starter position, and I'll add another 1,000 shares if it takes out this 488 area. LK at new highs. Wow, pretty damn good. Oh, XSM, nice. Yeah, I'm nearing a 6-figure profit on it. I should probably cover some more, maybe 86 I'll cover something. 85.50, I'm gonna put an order there. Yeah, pretty good so far. They had an offering at 87 recently, so let's see how it holds that. It can find any support here, or if it's gonna flush lower. And it's also the rising 20-day here, so it's a big double support area for the stock. And if it can't, if it can't like go green from here, that's a pretty big sign of weakness. Qullamaggie, like this is, really good looking chart technically and fundamentally too. They have some pretty damn nice estimates for this year. Unfortunately, it's a very, very slow moving name. The ADR is at 1.7, so it's a kind of a sluggish stock. It looks good, it looks really good. This was one of the biggest movers back in the internet, 899. From early 99 to early 2000, this stock went up 2,300% in 1 year. That's pretty amazing. It's not a fast mover anymore. Wow, AXNX has, oh man, this thing looks great. I just bought a bunch of XNX. This thing has some insane revenue growth. I just bought it in the 3190s. I think if it takes out the opening range highs, it's gonna go. I bought 10,000 shares. I mean, this kind of guidance, like when does that happen? Like when a company doubles their revenue guidance, that's pretty amazing. They more than doubled their revenue guidance. Just that doesn't happen often. And it's also gonna be the biggest volume day ever for this stock. The IPO, they traded 3 million shares, and it's already traded 1.5 million shares so far today. It's easily gonna trade over 3 million. So that's also one good sign. Okay, JCPenney got stopped out, took a $4,000 loss on it. Yeah, it's a piece of shit stock. But on the other hand, it's a good thing I don't have to hold this many things in my portfolio. AMD keeps going. This Momo looks interesting, very interesting on the weekly chart. It's having a breakout. It's breaking out. It's been building higher lows for a long time, for multiple years, and it has this big range here. It looks like the previous China stocks that have broken out the past couple of weeks or a month. They all look the same, and this is, doesn't have that great guidance or anything, but yeah, it's probably gonna make a big move if China keeps going higher. But I'll pass on this thing. I already have a bunch of China names. These types of market environments are my favorite. Like when the markets just keep grinding higher with very little volatility. It only happens maybe 10-15% of the time, but when it happens, it's pretty damn good because you can be heavily long. Have a lot of positions, there's a lot of things moving, a lot of things going on. It's just my favorite type of market environment. Last time we saw something like that was like the first 5 months of last year, and obviously the past couple of months have been the same. Before that, we had like May to September 2018. Before that was like November 16 to January 18. That was a long period when the market just, went higher, sideways for over a year. And then before that, 2015, big chunks of 16, market just went sideways. And 2013 was a really good year also. The market went straight up, pretty much, just like 2017. Very little volatility and a lot of speculation money. Kodiak looks interesting again. I was long this thing 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I don't know, am I imagining things, or is it kinda building higher lows here? It does look like it. I can't believe this LK. I actually sized it down a little bit a few days ago, and I was ready to get stopped out completely, and then it did this bounce, so I still have most of my shares though. That's the important thing. AXSM found support at 87 bucks. Let's see if we can break this lower highs trend, or if they sell it back low, back lower again. Because there's a good chance I will size it down by a quarter or by a third if it closes strong. But these at new highs, this is a pretty interesting scenario setting up for a short. Hopefully it can keep going to 60 bucks or something. That would be great. Right now it's just way too thin, but if it can go to like 60 bucks and have a couple of 2, 3, 4 million in volume, that would be really good. I know AXNX, yeah. Yes, you can clearly see the revenue. I'm gonna show you. Here you see the, they just started, I guess they launched their medical device or whatever they're selling, and they just recently launched it, and the growth so far has been good. And the estimate for next quarter, for the December quarter, was previously 4.24 million, but now they got it higher. So next quarter, they're gonna have a $10 million quarter. I mean, they're gonna go from 1.3 million in sales to 10 million sales in 1 quarter. That's some pretty insane numbers. Yeah, exactly. Here you see they got an FDA approval of their medical device, so that's probably is what they're selling. Because before that, they didn't have any revenues at all. Yeah, so that's a pretty big ramp higher, and that's more than double their previous guidance. I mean, yeah, and the volume, it's gonna have the highest volume they've ever. So, you know, I bought 10,000 shares, 31.90s, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe it doubles. You know, I'm risking a little bit over $1 to potentially make, I don't know, $30. I'll take that trade any day. I will take that trade any day, especially in a bull market. Especially in a bull market. Okay, Tesla found support on this rising purple line. You see this? It found support. You know, this thing has been acting support for pretty much the whole move, most of the time at least. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. I want it to go higher. I want it to go much, much higher. Oh, Tesla is gonna stop me out. It's gonna stop me out. I'm 100% sure it's gonna stop me out today. 90. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take a $13,000 loss on it, probably. It stops me out. Let's do this. Scans. She's riding the rising 20 day very nicely. Oh, Trill is starting to speed up. Okay, this is. I think it's gonna be a good short going forward. Maybe tomorrow, but probably next week. Nice. It's already up 100% on the day. Come on. I can't believe how much opportunity this market gives. Again, these types of markets are my favorites. They only happen maybe, I don't know, 20% of the time, but they are such great trading markets. Okay, I will see you tomorrow.